Minasan, konnichiwa. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Sorry I've been so late. Got new stuff on the horizon, new job, full time. Ugh, it's draining me. I'm only like, what, 2 days in now? I wanted to get to sleep, get some more sleep. So this video is being filmed, but it probably won't be up till you know what? Never mind all that. You're gonna see it when you see it. Anyway, Ring of Honor again was here in San Antonio, and as always, it was a phenomenal show. And I am here with my Ring of Honor review. This is my review for Ring of Honor State of the Art that took place on February 8th, 2014, right here in San Antonio, Texas. Let's jump right into it. The first match was a dark match that included two of my favorite lady wrestlers, and you know, there's two from right here in Texas. Of course, I'm talking about Jessica James and Angel Blue. Now, if you guys have never seen Jessica James and Angel Blue, then you've done a supreme disservice to yourself. These two ladies are very, very talented. Sorry, and everything, and they, as always, put on a great show. They put on great matches. They are very talented. They deserve every accolade that they ever get because they work hard for it. They are both very experienced, very professional, and I always love watching them work. It's always a good time to see them in the ring. Jessica James won, and Angel Blue was her usual heel self, and by the way, she's fantastic at being a heel. If you guys have never seen Angel Blue as a heel, then you have done yourself another disservice, because she is fantastic at generating heat. She can do it in a second. There are very few people who can do it as well as she does. But yeah, that was the dark match of the show. I thought it was very awesome. That was very cool. But now, let's go on to the main show. We kick things off with Jay Briscoe coming out immediately to challenge Adam Cole for Jay Briscoe's real world title, which is the belt he created, saying after the whole debacle with the heavyweight champion, with the world championship situation in Ring of Honor. For those of you who don't know, quick backstory: Jay Briscoe was the Ring of Honor world champion. He defeated Kevin Steen at Supercard of Honor, got injured by Scum, and the title was declared vacant. Adam Cole won the Ring of Honor world title tournament at Death Before Dishonor, beating out Michael Elgin in the finals, and then turning heel in the quickest way possible. Ever since then, Jay Briscoe has declared himself the real world champion, even creating his own championship belt, which was actually on the line in this match. It's not an official belt. It's kind of like the FTW belt was back in the old ECW days, and I love it. I love it. I think it's a great belt. I think it's fantastic. Surprisingly, actually, Jay won. He beat Adam Cole. Adam Cole's Ring of Honor world title was on the line, but Jay Briscoe's was, and so you got to believe that Jay Briscoe is now in title contention. Of course, that's a bit of a list of guys in contention for that belt against Adam Cole. So it was a great, solid opener, and it could have easily been the main event. If you get a guy's the talent of Jay Briscoe and Adam Cole, you're always going to have a quality match, especially when these two dislike each other, they hate each other so much, and they're going to give each other everything they've got. From J drillers to the Florida Keys to figure four leg locks to any move they can pull off, they're going to do to one another because they want to beat each other so badly. So it was a great match. It easily could have been the main event. But whoever they put it on the card, I'm happy with it. It was great to see. I'm glad again. Great start to the show. Next up was Caprice Coleman against the Romantic Touch. And all I want to say with the Romantic Touch is, I swear that's Rhett Titus in a mask. Anyway, Caprice Coleman won. Good match. Pretty standard. There were some moments where I think we thought like one of them was gonna just severely knocked out. Who was it? I think it was Coleman. We thought at some point, we thought he hurt himself, but he won the match just fine. He's still there. He's good. I love the CNC Wrestle Factory. I think they're a highly underrated tag team. I think they're very, very good couple of guys. So it's great to see them live. Really was cool to see them live. So that was great. Next up, we had the Decade come out. You guys don't know who the Decade is. It's B.J. Whitmer, Jimmy Jacobs, and Roderick Strong. The guys who have been in Ring of Honor, they're the veterans at this point. They're the three guys who've been there the longest. And they claim that all their spots are being taken by the younger guys, and that people care more about the people who leave and come back than them. To an extent, they have a good argument. I can't even lie and say they don't have a they don't have a bit of a solid point there. But you know, hey, it does happen. BJ Whitmer took on my friend, Texas fan favorite, and Ray Rowe. If you've never seen Ray Rowe live, let me do my best to describe it for you. He's vicious, he's mean, he's tough, he's aggressive, he can wrestle, which is an important factor in all in that list. And he will not fail to give you 100% of himself in a match, for the fans or for his opponent. He does it every time. I've never seen a match where he didn't put his entire heart and soul into a match. I've never seen that. Never. Whitmer picked up the victory, and they, of course, the Decade berated, Ray after the match about, you just, belong here, blah, 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 blah. Typical, we're the veterans, and you should love us or respect us, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Yeah, so, after that match, BJ Whitmer went to the back. And, so did Ray Rowe. And then Jimmy Jacobs stayed out. And Cedric Alexander, the other half of the CNC Wrestle Factory, tag team with Caprice Coleman. Cedric Alexander came out, and him and Jimmy Jacobs had a match. Good match. It was. It was a good match, with Jimmy Jacobs picking up the victory. But the more interesting thing came after the match, when and I'm reading the results right, by the way, on Ring of Honor Wrestling, ROHWrestling.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. When he tried, Cedric Alexander tried to shake, hands with Jimmy Jacobs, but again, we're the Decade. You haven't earned a handshake. You're a young kid. You don't even deserve to be in our locker room. Which isn't verbatim what they said, but that's the gist of the argument. And you know how sometimes you say things in wrestling and then like a few minutes later, you kind of, let it go. It doesn't happen. They literally took his stuff and threw it out of the locker room. BJ Whitmer came back out with his bag and tossed it on the floor. And during intermission was immediately after this, he actually sat in another area of the Shrine Auditorium, and fans went and took pictures with him. I even did. And I don't think I've ever seen that before. Just throw a guy out of the locker room. Just go sit over there. Go away. Never seen that. Oh. Quick thing about the Jimmy Jacobs Alexander match. I think that's when it happened. It was either during that or during Whitmer's match with Rowe. So I have a really good friend, one of my best friends in the world. His name's Steve, and his dad, I call him because his last name's Gray, so I call him Mr. Gray. He got into a huge argument with Roderick Strong, and it was fantastic. It was beautiful. If you weren't there live, then you missed it, and if you were there and you didn't see it, shame on you. But see, here's a quick backstory with that. Years ago, Jimmy Jacobs was the ACW heavyweight champion. ACW ran shows in San Antonio. Me and Mr. Gray were at a show where he won, I think it was the Lone Star Classic, beating everybody and retaining the belt. And we argued with him like crazy. He was yelling he was unstoppable. Me and Mr. Gray were cussing him out, yelling at him. So I started this joke that Mr. Grace is feuding with the Decade, because, all he always liked to do is for him to argue with BJ Whitmer. But Mr. Gray is really cool. So, that was just a quick, shout out to him. He's a really cool guy. He's always been the coolest guy to me. Mr. Gray is totally awesome. Okay. Moving on. Logo Showcase. Which featured, of course, what the title means. Weezy Woo and Alex Reigns. Woo and Reigns are two of the best up-and-comers in Texas. Woo especially, and I'm biased for him because he's a friend of mine. But great match. Weezy Woo came out on top. Coincidentally, like the very next week, went on to win the Branded Outlaw Wrestling Cruiserweight Championship against Mike Dell. That was fun. That was a TLC match, and it was fantastic. Those guys worked hard in that match. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is about Ring of Honor. But yeah, I loved it that two local guys who I've been watching for years got to be on this grand stage. Ray Rowe, as of now, as of today, has already signed with Ring of Honor. But these two guys, I think they'd be a great fit in ROH. I think they could do good things there. I think, especially at the style of like being a high flyer, that would fit well there. But probably the funniest thing that happened after that match was my favorite quirky wrestler and yours, R.D. Evans, came out. And with his quote-unquote referee, please notice the air quotes, he pinned both men, adding to his illustrious streak, which has only grown since then. It's the new streak in Ring of Honor, and if you're not behind the new streak, then you're just wrong. You're wrong. I'm sorry to tell you, but you're wrong. And if you don't love R.D. Evans, I really don't know why. If you don't find this guy entertaining, I don't know what you like in wrestling. I don't get it, man, because he's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. And then R.D. Evans actually has an actual match with Roderick Strong, but Cedric Alexander was on commentary, and he interfered in the match, hitting Strong. Well, he was aiming to hit Strong. I'm sorry, but he ended up hitting R.D. Evans instead, which caused a DQ. And what does that do to Evans' streak? Why, of course, it makes it longer. He is now like what? At this show, he was 32-0 after that match. 32-0. And if you're wondering right now why disqualification counts as 32-0 as a streak, did you even watch wrestling? What are you doing on this channel? What are you doing watching this video? No, I'm playing with you guys. Sorry, talking about R.D. Evans is just brings out great fun, because if anyone was especially watching Arrow saw him in ACW, and before he got signed and everything, then you know that Evans is nothing but a great guy to watch in the ring, and he's nothing but great fun the entire time when he walks through the curtain. Nothing but fun. During his matches, he's a great wrestler. He's extremely entertaining, and then as he's leaving, again, nothing but fun. Okay, moving on to the seventh match of the night, the seventh official match of the night. Michael Bennett with oh my goodness, Maria Kanellis versus Mark Briscoe. Pause for a minute here. I've seen Maria Kanellis on TV before. Seen her pictures on, various websites. Never have I met her up close and personal until this show. Oh my God. That woman is amazingly gorgeous even. I mean, of course she's amazingly gorgeous, from a distance and everything, but when you're up close and personal to her, oof. It's getting warm in here. Oof, forgive me. Okay, yeah, right, review, Ring of Honor, show, state of the art, great show. Anyway, but the match, Michael Bennett, Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe is probably like one of my favorite guys to watch. He's a great wrestler, but he has such a like that comedic. He's got like a comedic edge to him, but it's like a comedic edge that he takes seriously, which makes it even better. Because it's like, it's funny, but it's not. Because, I'm sorry, the redneck kung fu thing, that's fantastic stuff right there. And he's great. Mark Briscoe is a great guy to watch. Michael Bennett is just, he has that arrogant thing going on that, him and Adam Cole both do so very well. And I love it. I think it makes both of them just kind of stand out, because they're so sure of themselves and everything. I think that's just really cool. And after distraction from Maria, Michael Bennett won with what else? The Anaconda Vice, which that alone, the fact that I get to see him Punk chant is fantastic. So, yeah. So, and the whole thing with Bennett and Maria together as a group, as a unit, that is just fantastic. I think that's like one of the best things that could happen for either one of them is them being together in Ring of Honor. That really does make them so much more entertaining and so much more fun to watch. Not that either one of them on their own isn't great to watch. They are, but them together, especially since they're together in real life, makes it even better, because they have that perfect heel couple thing going on. Like, like she knows she's beautiful, he knows he's talented, and they know that they're, essentially perfect, or they know that they're better than everybody else. Can't really go wrong there. And it's just really, really cool to see. Like I said, Bennett won the Anaconda Vice after he hit Mark with a chair while Maria had the referee distracted, and he made him pass out to the Anaconda Vice. So after that match, Bennett challenged Jay Briscoe for his real world title. That match took place at the 12th anniversary show, and if I'm not mistaken, Jay won. But they started to fight. Adam Cole came out and started attacking Jay, but Mark recovered, and it was a 2-on-1 beat down, 2-on-2 fight. Sorry, that led to the Briscoes throwing Bennett and Cole out of the ring. And it's always good to see the Briscoes together. They're one of my favorite tag teams, and they are always a great tag team. Next was a kind of a hometown hero match because it involved ACH. It was a proving ground match with Adrenaline Rush versus Red Dragon for a future ROH tag team title shot. And at this point, I think it's a bit of blatant self-promotion, but apparently I'm that guy who argued with Bobby Fish now. I know a lot of the people who were taking photos. I didn't know anyone caught like right as the middle of our argument after the match. Let me just go ahead and give away the ending. Adrenaline Rush won against Red Dragon, earning the tag team title shot. They got the shot at 12th anniversary show, by the way, and they didn't win. Darn it. I was very upset about that. Anyway, so during the match, they're wrestling and everything, doing a great job, as always. It's Red Dragon and Adrenaline Rush. You can't really go wrong there. They're having a great match, and I'm arguing, and I'm yelling at Bobby Fish, like, yeah, you suck, and yeah, Adrenaline Rush is going to kick your ass, and ACH is better than you. And at one point, he yells me, I think he just said, like, shut up, Rick James, or something like that, and I lost it, and so did everybody who heard it. That was the funniest thing. I've been called Chris Rock. Never been called Rick James. I loved it. It was hilarious. So after the match, me and Bobby Fish were arguing, and somebody snapped a picture of me and him arguing with each other. And apparently this was on the Fox channel down in San Antonio on their Facebook. And because like a few days later I woke up and I checked Facebook, and like everybody was talking about me, and I'm like, what is going on? I saw a picture, and it was fantastic. So yeah, Red Dragon is the perfect heel tag team. I think I've said that before in these videos, that Red Dragon is such a great heel tag team because you have two very talented guys who know how talented they are, and there's nothing more arrogant than someone who knows that they're good when they actually are too. As always, watching ACH has always been a privilege and an honor because he is such a talented guy. Tadarius Thomas, I don't think I'd ever seen him wrestle live before. I don't think it was here last time they were in San Antonio. But either way, got to see him up close and personal. See him wrestle, up close, and he was an amazing wrestler. I like love Adrenaline Rush. They're a great tag team. Great match. Can't say enough good things about it. And yeah, it was really cool to see ACH get a huge win in his home state. He's from Austin, but in his own home state. He's a bit of our boy anyway. Final match of the night. Four Corner Survival Tornado Rules match, the main event, with Kevin Steen versus Jay Lethal versus Michael Elgin versus Tommaso Ciampa, the ROH World Television Champion. The winner will get a future Ring of Honor World title shot. Doesn't come any bigger than that. So you have four of the best in the world right now in a match against one another in San Antonio. That's still huge to me. I still love the fact that San Antonio is getting all this fantastic quality wrestling, all these fantastic quality wrestlers coming to this city. I think it's just, I can't say how enough good things about how awesome it is. It just really is. Kevin Steen picked up the victory in a hard-fought match. But of course, anytime you're in the ring with Michael Elgin, Jay Lethal, and Tommaso Ciampa, you're going to put in some work to win the match. You have to put in work to win the match. It's not even the fact that you're going to. You have to. If you don't, all four of those guys will eat you alive. Jay Lethal's not even the biggest dog in the fight, but he will give you the fight of your life. I've seen those matches. Kevin Steen, who hasn't said good things about Kevin Steen? Michael Elgin. he's already got a 5-star rated match under his belt against David Richards. And if you have never seen Showdown in the Sun Night 2, the match between Richards and Elgin, you have done yourself a huge disservice. I know I've said that like about 3 times in this video, but it's a fact. Please find that DVD, find that match somewhere, watch highlights of it, watch something of it, because it is a fantastic match. I have watched it no less than half a dozen times. And Kevin Steen closed out the show with a great promo that, you know, it's actually online now. If I remember, I'm gonna try to remember to put the link on the bottom in the description so you guys can watch that. And that was our show. Ring of Honor will be back here November 15th, and I hope to have a lot more videos for that return, and, you know, a lot more promoting it and helping them and help spreading the word, getting the word out. My overall thoughts of the show. It's Ring of Honor in San Antonio. I can't ever not be thrilled about that. If they came here once every couple of months, I would probably be just as happy once every couple of months, and I wouldn't spend as much money, but I would be front row at every single show. It's Ring of Honor. They have been my, and I've said this before, they've been my favorite promotion since I got back into wrestling. You know, because I love how they do things. You know, they have storylines. What, you know, what company doesn't? But they do it in a way where the storylines are enough to let you see the great matches. It's not just all about the story, because you want it, because like they know the fans want to see the competition. Give the people what they paid for, and Ring of Honor does that. Ring of Honor in San Antonio, I think, is just it's twofold. It's a twofold thing. It's proof that Ring of Honor is definitely growing and growing bigger, especially if they're going to come. If they're already announced they're coming right back here already, and it's proof that San Antonio has become a hot spot for pro wrestling. They haven't been to Austin. They were in Houston for that weekend. It was in WrestleMania, but for San Antonio, they've already done 2 shows and have already declared a 3rd. That's in the span of a year. They've already done this. For a promotion that's based and would run shows all over the East Coast. Now, and the one Texas town that they come to more than once is San Antonio. Yeah, I think we're kind of a big deal. My next video, more than likely, will be discussing how much I want to see the Ring of Honor versus New Japan. And if you guys been watching any of these videos, you already know how I feel about New Japan Pro Wrestling, how I feel about Ring of Honor. I wish I could make it out there in May. I doubt I'll be able to, because I'm already taking time off to go to WrestleMania for the weekend in New Orleans. And I know I won't be able to make both make all that. Well, you never know. Here's hoping. But either way, I will be discussing my feelings on that in a later video. My ecstatic feelings about how cool that is. And yeah, when Ring of Honor State of the Art comes out on DVD, I highly recommend it. I think, you know, if you're a fan of, you know, the local guys here in Texas who got to showcase their skills, and of Ring of Honor, definitely pick up this DVD. You know, and heck, look for me arguing with Bobby Fish. That's all for now. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate all the love and support. I'm glad that you guys are so very interested in my videos. I love that. I think I have quite a few fans now. I didn't even know that till people said they wanted to meet me and everything. And man, that warms my heart, guys. Thank you so much. I didn't even know, man. I appreciate it. All of you guys rock. And if you ever see me at a show, this is no joke. If you ever see me at a show and you just say, "Hey, I like your videos," please tell me. Man, that means a lot to me. I didn't know people were watching them like that. Thank you for telling me that. Sure, let me know. Stop by. I don't know why you would want to do this, but if you want a picture with me, go for it. Some kid has asked me for my autograph like twice, and again, I'm shocked. But if you guys want me to do that, then I'll be more than happy to, because this is like mind-blowing for me that this is a thing. But yeah, they said this is the end of this video. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for watching. The last thing. I promise the last thing. I am looking to have my book done by June. Now, hopefully I can get it all, I plan to have it all written down and everything by the end of March. That is my goal. I'm going to send it to some friends to look at it, you know, scan it for errors and everything, look at it, and then I will look into the self-publishing, and I will look into the print, having how it works to print it and all that kind of stuff. And I will let you all know when that happens. I will talk about it forever. But thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And you all have a very, very good one. And stay blessed. Minasan, sayonara.